3000 titanium. No options. M3 SW. This is a 13. Yep. See how there's different headlights? Yeah. Going down the road. That sounds awesome.
Anybody's guess, man. I mean, you know.
So Kennan's been doing 2 projects today.
This isn't factory.
Thing 2, no, those are repaired. That's fine. Are they? Yeah, check that they're all good.
They are.
Thing 2 was the door lock actuator. I had to do it on my car a couple years ago. You got to take out this latch here and replace the actuator. It had gotten a little bit lazy. Thing 1 was the lower timing chain guide tensioner or timing chain tensioner, which I'm been telling him to replace for years, and he's just gotten to it now. So there's the old one. And then I did a PPI, a post-purchase inspection today on the 2003 Topaz Blue M-Tech from Orange County. I have some pictures. I'll insert them here over my voice. And it's a really, really nice car. Like, the things we found that it needs are just total basic E39 things. The power steering fluid looks a little bit dirty. Unbelievably, it's not leaking. So I recommended that he do that. The only suspension part that needs attention, well, motor mounts, trans mounts could use it, although they're not bad. And the front center tie rod could use replacement, as well as the pitman arm and idler arm, little sleeve bushing that's on top of it between that and the subframe. So that stuff. And then it did have seat twist on the front passenger seat backrest. And then somebody fixed the seat twist on the front driver's seat, but didn't straighten the seat. So now it's got to be taken out and done again to make it right. Do jobs right the first time. It's annoying. So Kennan's coming up on the big 200, and then he's actually going to do an LS swap. Battery's disconnected. LS7, right, Kenan?
Tesla drivetrain.
Oh, that'd be so sad. It'd be faster, but it'd be boring as hell. Fender liners for the E36 are here, as well as those little mini pork chops. These are the old ones. They're aftermarket. They're not totally washed. If anybody wants them, they are available. Kenan only wants $1,000 a piece. Door panel's going back on. It looks like it's fighting you.
A little bit at the moment.
We'll get there. New alternator and serpentine belt are in the mail for this thing. I took out the lower air box last week. This thing's a bitch, only because the MAF connector is really weird. I don't like. So far, I don't really like working on a Porsche, but all I've done is take off the air box, so that doesn't count. Alternator's here, and I'm not sure what comes off next. I guess I'll have to figure out which is the pulley.
You know what Joe's thinking?
What?
Ryan said, "Oh, I don't like working on Porsche. I just took off the airbox," and Joe's going, "Oh, that's pretty fair."
It's just different. I mean, it's still German, but it's not what I'm used to, and that's why. It's just not what I'm used to. There's nothing wrong with it. This is the MAF connector, and instead of just normal pinch tabs on the side, it looks like there's pinch tabs on the side, but that's all placebo. You got to look on the back, and then you got to stick something in there and press that down really hard so this tab lifts up and then pull. It's not as good of a design, if I'm honest. Alternator's just going to be held in with a couple of bolts, and I'll have to figure out which one's the idler pulley and then slack it up. And it looks like it's one belt. There's no AC and serpentine belt. It's all one. It's Saturday night. It's 6:44, and the Lakers are playing the Raptors at the NBA bubble in Orlando, Florida. So the Toronto Raptors won an NBA championship last year, well-deserved, with Kawhi Leonard, and they had Danny Green and Fred VanVleet and DeRozan, or Lowry. Lowry. Kyle Lowry's still there. DeRozan's in San Antonio. Oh, you guys don't care. Who else was on the Raptors last year? Ibaka? Or is that before? Anunoby? They got a good team here. And they're still good. Like, I thought they lost Kawhi. They're going to be like, okay, we're not done, but okay, we got our chip. Let's start to rebuild for the next run. But holy shit, no, they're still like really good, and they're super scrappy, and they've grown up and play into their own game, and they're really good. So before we get a copyright strike, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this game. We're going to make some steaks tonight for dinner. Kennan's still at the shop, and we'll talk to you shortly. Had to get one of those on there from Marquise Morris. Look at that. There's a hair in front of the lens. Jeez, oh Pete.